And we learned a lot. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans. And that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor.
All right, joining me now, Republican Senator from Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, who knows a lot about fighting in the arena on many different levels.
Right.
Senator, the president said there that you learned a lot last night, right? And I'm sure from your time in the ring that you know that if you don't learn from the times that you lose, you're not going to go on to win more in the future. What did you learn from the losses last night?
Well, I say, first of all, I don't know if we really lost. Now, I mean that sincerely, because you start looking, well, you think of it.
It's a little implausible on its face.
Okay, but if you look at it, Virginia was a blue state. Kamala won it by 5 points. We didn't win New Jersey. We didn't win New York. And we sure the heck didn't win California. So it wasn't a state that the president lost. It was just like, the issue is, if you start looking like Jay Jones, the Attorney General in Virginia, how did a Republican lose that race? I mean, here you have Jay Jones who wanted to kill one of his colleagues and hoped his kids died. And you go, how did a candidate like that beat a Republican? That's the question that you got to ask. Okay, so the lessons that I looked at is...
Well, it was because the Republican candidate was so weak that the Republican Attorney General simply could not outstrip the weakness of that particular candidate.
I don't know the candidate personally, but that says, well, maybe we should do a better job in recruiting. But if you start looking at it saying that, like Gavin Newsom's stupid video, by saying it was a smackdown, what state was we supposed to win? What state went for President Trump a year ago and they lost today?
Let's really dig into the numbers, because the point, look, yes, blue states, fine, but the margin, the changes in how the electorate went in places like New Jersey and Virginia, the gains that the president made. I mean, look at New Jersey, right? That was a close race. Kamala Harris only won New Jersey by 6 points. The margin in that governor's race surprised everyone, Democrats and Republicans, how well Mikey Sherrill did. And your president is standing up here and saying, like, we lost, like the shutdown was.
I think the shutdown is bad for everybody. That's why it's so frustrating that the Democrats want to continue to use it as leverage. And I'm not saying that.
You seem to imply that Republicans need to end the shutdown to make it better for Republicans.
Well, we're trying to. I don't know where we negotiate, though, because we've offered a clean CR that Chuck Schumer wrote a year ago. This isn't any legislation that has Republican policies on it. I don't know how you negotiate when it's already clean. Maybe what we should have done, and this is what we talked about, is, well, maybe we, instead of offering a clean CR because we thought that the Democrats would play ball with it, maybe we should have put a whole bunch of Republican policies on it. They put a whole bunch of Democrat policies on their CR, and then we negotiate back to the clean CR. Maybe that's what we should have done. Maybe there was a negotiating tactic that we didn't do, but there's no place to negotiate when you have a clean CR. Because what policy do you take off of a clean CR?
Are there any people in your party who are looking at what happened last night and thinking like, maybe the president needs to talk more about how expensive things are? Because, he did that interview with 60 Minutes.
Right.
In some ways, he sounded like former President Biden trying to tell people that things actually aren't as expensive as they know them to be.
Well, think about that. If you want to really break that down, Biden was handed an inflation rate of 1.4%. He ran it up to 9.1%. He averaged 5%. The inflation is down now to 2.5%. So prices have come down.
Prices are still
Eggs
going
have gone
up,
down
though, at about 3%.
Well, but if inflation is at 2.5%, you look at gas prices, you look at egg prices. Remember, a year ago, egg prices were a big issue.
But the point is, prices are not going down.
But prices have gone down. What are you saying?
The rate of inflation has gone down, but that is not the same as prices going down.
Prices have come down. What metric are you looking at? When you start looking at what's the backbone of any product being made, it's energy. Energy costs have come down. You can't make a product, you can't deliver a product without factoring the cost of energy in it. That has come down. So prices have come down because that's why inflation was able to come down. Prices go up when inflation's up. So prices are at the highest at 9.1%. And they're at their lowest at 2.5% in 4.5 years.
We're talking about the rate of inflation versus the actual price of goods. You're right that energy is a particularly volatile sector.
Groceries have come down.
Walmart
just said, Walmart CEO I met with last week said the average table for Thanksgiving is going to be down over $20. That's down. It sure isn't up because we saw it go up over. Saw it go up over 4 years straight. So if you start looking at Christmas, you talk to Amazon. Amazon, they're saying their prices on the products that were selling last year versus now have also dropped too because it's cheaper to ship stuff. So that is prices coming down.
All right, Senator Mark McMullen, we are unfortunately out of time. We could have a much longer conversation about all this, so I hope you'll come back soon.
Absolutely.
All right, Senator Mark McMullen, we appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Bread isn't just food. It's a bridge between cultures, generations, and strangers turned friends.
Tony Shalhoub, Breaking Bread, Sunday at 9 on CNN. Sponsored by Vivgard Hytrulo.
I like things personalized, like my coffee. So when my doctor prescribed Vivgard Hytrulo self-injection for my generalized myasthenia gravis, we personalized my treatment goals.
Vivgard Hytrulo can improve daily abilities and reduce muscle weakness.
It's my treatment, my way.
Vivgard Hytrulo for weekend away Steve.
It's travel ready and can go where I go.
Self-injection fits my plans.
Do not use Vivgard Hytrulo if you're allergic to its ingredients. It may increase infection risk and cause serious allergic or infusion or injection-related reactions. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, fever, recent or planned vaccinations, allergy history, or kidney problems. Most common side effects include respiratory and urinary tract infections, headache, and injection site reactions.
My Vivgard Hytrulo self-injection.
Reducing my symptoms.
That's treatment my way.
Ask your neurologist about Vivgard Hytrulo.
Still taking yours?
Every day.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
For the perfect present, the perfect place is your local Ace. This Christmas, order online and we'll deliver same day, or have it ready for pickup in 15 minutes. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Bipolar 1 can overwhelm your mind. Sometimes, depressive lows and unpredictable highs can make it hard to get out of your head. Finding relief may help you break through. Ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar treats depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Proven full-spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, sleepiness, nausea, vomiting, and indigestion are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the chief